In the Marine Corps, leaders are taught this incredible first principle. Know yourself, seek self-improvement. But this idea does not just need to be for the military alone. This idea actually works for many, many leaders, no matter what industry you're in, to include my engineering friends. I'm in leadership development. As a retired Marine Corps officer and combat pilot, I have learned many ways of how to fail. In doing so, I was able to create many great leaders who are doing so much better than what I've been doing. Allow me to help you on your leadership journey as you propel forward to become the leader that your people need. Let's start with the why. Why do you need to know yourself so well and know where your weak spots and your strengths are? Because a great leader doesn't try to pick up on their weaknesses, but they actually find people within their teams to complement their strengths and to fill in those gaps where the leader might be lacking in. So what? If I'm surrounding myself with people who are filling in the gap, why do I need to keep growing? And if you remember in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, growth is the top of the pyramid. And as the saying goes, if you're not growing as a leader, you're dying as a boss. What do we do to go about this? What areas are we going to strengthen? Do we just strengthen our weaknesses, or do we just go all in on our strengths and keep making that greater? I'm going to tell you it's going to be all the above. And the reason why is you're going to get bored with the learning process. I get bored with the learning process. If anything that I've learned from being a pilot is that we're always learning something. In fact, we're taught to learn. We are taught that your growth and your limits comes to a point where it flattens out, in which your interest or in which you just become frustrated. You're getting diminishing returns on the time you're spending. So by having a well-rounded plan for working on your strengths, working on your weaknesses, it will always keep you interested in growing. The ability to keep moving through your short runs will create the greatest long run, and where your success will be amplified by the effort you put in. I can tell you from personal experience, the amount of effort I put in up front does not immediately show in the results. It usually doesn't show till a lot later, because it's the whole hitting your head against the wall, frustrating yourself, breaking yourself down. And afterwards you're just figuring it out, oh, this is the right way of doing it. This is the way not to do it. And by figuring out what works for you and what doesn't work for you makes you a lot more self-aware and creating a better version of yourself. So how do you go about it? I mean, I do YouTube videos for you, trying to give you ideas, but I'm not going down those details. I'm not giving you that one-on-one, hearing your story, hearing your experiences, and giving you feedback or giving you ideas to help work with your specific issue. Having a mentor goes a long ways. It was one of the greatest mistakes I ever made, was not having that mentor. It wasn't until years later that I discovered that the mentorship idea allows leaders to grow into their next position, allows them to help get promoted to their next position, because now they have somebody who is teaching them, advocating for them. Having that works twofold. One, to learn, two, to advocate. Mentors are very important in your growth. Reading books, watching videos, having a mentor goes a long ways. The most important thing is go out and do it. Experience it. Fail at it. Fail at it and embrace the failure. Don't be afraid to fail. Fail. That's why I said I learned from failure. It might make people look not so favorably at me, but at the same time, those failures made me a greater leader than my peers have become. Because of the ability to not give a damn about what people thought, and just knowing myself well enough to know that I learned from failure. I am the greatest advocate of the saying, pain is a thorough teacher. Because for me, I learn from those mistakes. I learn from that pain. And in doing so, it sticks with me for the longer run to allow me to be better, to not repeat mistakes years later. So we talked about the why, we talked about the what, and we talked about the how. And when is obvious. You start now. Sit down with a notebook, write out your strengths, write out your weaknesses, figure out how you are, but don't compare yourself to somebody else. Compare yourself to your ideal self. When you view your ideal self, what do you see? For me, when I view my ideal self, I view a good-looking guy who speaks elegantly and who has a great network of people, who works well with other people to make them successful. The reality is, I speak like crap, so I learn how to do speeches. I do not attract attention, so I'm in the gym trying to work on my body. And I'm working on the way I interact with people to make them feel safe and secure, where they can trust me, know that I'm committed to excellence and that I care about them. I hope these ideas will help you determine the leader that you want to be for your people. It all comes down to them, because leadership does not serve you. Leadership does not serve your bosses. However, leadership serves the people who look at you and says, yes, you have a great idea. Yes, I trust you, you're committed to excellence, and you care about me. Let's go. I'm Eric with Leadership Developed. If you like this video, hey, do us a favor. Give us a thumbs up. Tell us you like what we're telling you here. If you missed this last video about your role as a leader, check it out, because there are many things that you're not paying attention to that would help you out. And this video is the biggest question I get a lot in person, but nobody's watching it. I'm giving you the answer right here. Take a look at it and tell me what you think. We'll talk to you again next video.